An astronaut was dispatched on a solitary mission to Mars. His only chance at staying alive lies within a container of dried human waste. He converts his living quarters into a crude nursery, layering the Martian dust over every square inch of the interior. He sows his potato seeds, but he is immediately confronted by a staggering obstacle. Mars is a world completely devoid of liquid water. Mark devotes countless nights to hunting for a remedy. Eventually, he resolves to extract hydrogen from the vessel's backup propellant. Utilizing iridium as a catalyst, he initiates a perilous chemical transformation. He readies himself to spark the fumes, but just then a catastrophe strikes. Suddenly, the simple act of breathing shifts the oxygen balance, resulting in a violent blast. On his following attempt, he takes no risks and secures his pressure helmet. This time, the combustion is a total triumph. Over the course of a single evening, the plastic linings are coated in life-giving moisture, and 14 days later, the initial seedlings break through the soil. Mark is finally able to find a moment of relief. He treks across the barren landscape for over 2 weeks until he discovers a relic of a long-abandoned Martian probe. Employing its primitive hardware, he succeeds in transmitting a message back to his home world, informing his colleagues that he has survived against all odds. Mark is hailed as a worldwide icon, reaching out to a civilization that had already mourned him. But on this planet, security is nothing but a dream. Suddenly, a mechanical breakdown in the airlock triggers a devastating decompression. Mark reacts with lightning speed, patching his visor with adhesive tape to maintain his oxygen. However, his precious crops are immediately killed by the freezing Martian air. He audits his remaining rations with cold clinical accuracy. He possesses only 600 days of nourishment, but the space agency's relief mission is still 800 days away. In spite of the overwhelming probability of failure, Mark remains defiant. He carries on with the scientific work of his departed crew, motivating his team to organize a daring secondary extraction. On day 461, Mark departs his habitat for the intended takeoff location. After 77 grueling days, he eventually reaches his destination. To ensure the recovery vessel is light enough to achieve escape velocity, he dismantles it entirely, discarding the portals, the hardware, and even the ceiling, swapping them for a simple layer of tarp. On day 560, the orbiting station finally closes in on the Martian horizon. Mark consumes his final ration on the surface, bids a lonely farewell to his vehicle, and triggers the thrusters. He rockets into the atmosphere, but as his fuel depletes, he discovers his altitude is insufficient to meet his rescuers. In a frantic gamble, the orbiting crew constructs a makeshift explosive from sugar and chemicals to breach an airlock, using the venting force to slow their speed. The mission leader dives into the abyss to intercept him, but the tether proves to be agonizingly brief. That is when Mark takes the final risk. He slices through his pressurized glove, utilizing the escaping gas as a thruster to propel himself through the void like a superhero. At long last, he is hauled into the safety of his waiting crew, abandoning the desert world forever.